12 tips to help you stop ruminating. There are many types of anxiety, and all of them have different symptoms. But they tend to have one thing in common, and that's repetitive anxious thoughts. If you have anxiety, you might catch yourself ruminating on all the what-ifs of life, or zeroing in on worst-case scenarios. Ruminative thoughts are thoughts or ideas that keep recurring in your head. The act of rumination is defined as the tendency to repetitively and passively analyze problems, concerns or feelings of distress without taking any actions to make positive changes. It often involves negative thoughts or bad memories. Such thoughts can interfere with your daily life and mental well-being if you can't stop thinking about them repeatedly. Here are 12 useful tips to help teach you how to stop ruminative thinking. 1. Mindfulness. We spend so much time thinking about past mistakes or worrying about future events, that we spend very little time in the here and now. A good example of this is every time we find ourselves on autopilot while driving a car. The practice of mindfulness is a great way to reduce our thinking selves and increase our sensing selves in the here and now. For example, ask yourself what you hear, feel, smell, see and taste. This can help ground you in the present moment. Mindfulness is an important skill for enjoying the significant moments in life. Enjoying coffee with a friend can be disrupted if we begin thinking about all the things we need to do that day. When you notice your mind wandering, gently guide it back to the present. 2. Acknowledge your ruminating thoughts and move on. Simply by acknowledging that you are thinking about something too much means you may need to just look at that thought for what it is. There are a few ways you can acknowledge the thought, but my favorite tip is to write it down. Grab a notebook or journal and write down what's on your mind, what's worrying you. Be as detailed as possible. By seeing your thoughts on paper can sometimes help you reflect on the situation in a different light. The situation task may even look smaller than you think it is when you see it in black and white. 3. Get a change of scenery. If you're stuck in a negative thought pattern, try a change of scenery. If you are outside, go inside and find a comforting environment, or if you are inside, go outside for a calming walk. Changing your environment will distract your brain and also provide a different sense of security and groundedness. 4. Ask yourself what's the worst that can happen. Thinking about what's bothering you in this way can remove some of the power of your fears. The biggest part of the fear is running every scenario through your brain to the point of exhaustion. Taking a realistic approach can help. Figure out what is the worst possible outcome and then realize that, even if it were to occur, it is not the end of the world. This type of negative thinking can give you very real physical pain, may lead to trouble sleeping and other issues. It is important to find a way to work past the fear and live without these symptoms. 5. Identify your triggers, where you ruminate. For 1 week, take note of when and where you ruminate. Specifically, track the exact time what you are doing where you are. Make sure to be specific. See if you can change your habits at this time location so you can create a backup plan to reduce the frequency and length of time you are ruminating. This is where distracting yourself can sometimes help. 6. Set a time limit. People who ruminate can spend hours at a time over analyzing a problem, even after they have already settled on an action plan to deal with it. Setting a schedule for your rumination sessions can trick your brain into losing enthusiasm for it. When your time is up, tell yourself, stop, and focus your attention elsewhere. Schedule 20 to 30 minutes a day to worry and make the most of it. This allows for a time and place to think about all your biggest insecurities while containing it to a specific period of time. At other times of the day, remind yourself that you will have time to contemplate later. 7. Readjust your life's goals. Perfectionism and unrealistic goal setting can lead to rumination. If you set goals that are unrealistic, you may start to focus on why and how you haven't reached a goal, or what you should have done to reach it. Setting more realistic goals that you're capable of achieving can reduce the risks of overthinking your own actions. 8. Call a friend. Call a friend, call your partner, call your mom, whoever it is you like talking to most, and tell them about your anxious thoughts. Often, saying them out loud helps to externalize the thoughts and help you gain better control over them. It can also help to know you've got a support system. A solid social support network is a key tool in overcoming mental and emotional problems. Feeling isolated can cause recurring negative thoughts to surface. Plus, talking to a friend is simply a great way to distract your mind from repetitive thoughts. Just be sure you don't talk to them about the specific problem causing your rumination. 9. Get active. Physical activity can help you reduce stress and improve your mood. Exercise releases feel-good chemicals in the brain called endorphins that improve your mood. Taking a long brisk walk to get the blood flowing or sweating for an hour at the gym is a solid distraction and also a way to cleanse the body of toxins. Many people see sweating as a freeing process as well as it is also a natural high. 10. Take steps toward solving the problem. If you do continue writing about a problem, it may help you break the cycle of rumination. As noted, rumination is the desire to solve a problem run amok. If you are able to state the problem clearly and perhaps take concrete steps toward solving it, you will immediately worry about it less. You don't have to solve the whole problem at once, you really only need a clear idea of the first step and a workable plan for following through. Rumination, like any bad habit, takes time and patience to quit, but it's well worth the effort. Awareness and attention are the keys. It's also helpful to remember that your brain is trying to do something useful. Once you better understand how rumination works, in general, and for you specifically, it's easier to get out of the trap. 11. Try meditation. Meditation is a specific mindfulness technique that can be very calming and mentally refreshing. There are several different meditation techniques that you can try out. In each, you typically focus on one specific sensation, such as your breath. You could also focus all your attention on the sounds around you or physical feelings in your body. Some websites have free videos or recordings to walk you through a guided meditation. Try a few types and see which works best for you. 12. Work on enhancing your self-esteem. Many people who ruminate report difficulties with self-esteem. In fact, lack of self-esteem can be associated with increased rumination. It's also been linked with increased risk of depression. Enhancement of self-esteem can be accomplished in many ways. For instance, building on existing strengths can add to a sense of mastery, which can enhance self-esteem. Some people may choose to work on the enhancement of self-esteem in psychotherapy. As you enhance your self-esteem, self-efficacy may also be enhanced. You may find that you're better able to control rumination.